Previously on UFC Primetime.
The person that I can fight to have a great challenge is the guy that I'm gonna fight April 30th, Jake Shield. I never fought a guy like him. Of course, never fought a guy like me.
I've been the champ of many other promotions, sitting there watching George St-Pierre getting all this tension. Some people think I'm a new guy to the sport. They don't realize I've been fighting overseas and held multiple world titles. I'm riding a bigger winning streak than him, more years, more opponents. I like George, but if I get his arm and he don't tap, I'm gonna snap it half. To me, it's competition. If I have to hurt someone, I'll do it.
Our camp, all the coaches, they're taking him dead serious.
Jake Shields is a grappler's equivalent of a knockout punch. He can get a guillotine choke and finish everything.
In less than 2 weeks, 55,000 fans will gather in Toronto to see George St-Pierre defend his UFC belt versus San Francisco's Jake Shields. But this morning, at Team Patriarch Cesar Gracie's gym, no one is watching. Shields begins an 8-hour training day in the boxing ring, where he moves from simple mitt work to full contact sparring.
I got him working with pro boxers. I got him working with pro boxing trainers, professional Muay Thai artists. And it's amazing how far he's gotten in respect to his stand-up. But make no mistake about it, you know, he's not going to forget what got him here, and that's his jiu-jitsu. GSP's a smart fighter, and he's worried about this fight. He understands that on the ground, Jake Shields could very well beat him.
So I'm here. I'm the guy's butterfly guard, right? I'm the guy, sometimes my head down, he's going to come up and he's going to try to guillotine me, for example. Yeah, like this. He's got a guillotine on me, right? I'm going to grab here and jump up. Now I'm going to hug him and put my shoulder and I tap him out. So I did that.
You cannot control the pace on top with Jake Shields. You cannot hold him down. He's going to get up time and time again. As a matter of fact, he's going to get up on top of you.
Yeah, that's it. Now clasp your hands together and just pressure. That's it. We're more coasting. You go to sleep, huh? Yeah.
If GSP's only option is to put this thing on the ground, he's going to be in trouble. And God forbid Jake takes him down for GSP, because that's going to be a quick night.
Cesar Gracie's the main gym I'm at and the main place. Sometimes I have to seek out other training. You know, you got to look at who you're fighting and try to think who can match that. And fighting someone like GSP, he has so many great skills. For him, instead of bringing in one person, I'll look for several different disciplines to try to match him.
We don't like to burn out. Being in the same area every single day, same roof every single day. Yes, it's our house, but we have several houses, you know, and we go visit every house. We take it more as a grateful opportunity for us to be able to have phenomenal training, phenomenal coaching all over the Bay Area. Looking at someone like George St-Pierre, I take every aspect of the guy's game and life very serious. You know, his conditioning, his strength, his wrestling ability, his stand-up, his footwork. The guy's got it all. He's very good at what he does, but there's someone greater than him coming up to take that throne from him.
There's few guys that have that kind of drive. I don't want to just go out there and make a little money and get a little known for a minute. I want to go down and one of the greatest of all times, and GSP has the same drive. He already will go down as one of the greatest of all time. But I want to go out there and build a legacy like he has.
After hours of training focused on boxing, kickboxing, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu, Shields arrives at Diablo Barbell for a strength and conditioning workout, focused today on his legs.
I think GSP is a phenomenal athlete.
Go, faster.
I don't think he's necessarily the toughest guy out there.
Go.
I think you got to take that guy into deep water. I think you got to make it a war with him. And I think you got to see what's inside of his soul. And then you got to have to defeat that.
Ready? Go. Come on, Jake.
It's meant for Jake to be an underdog. You know, I think that's another part of that fuel that makes him who he is. It drives him to do what he does with the 6 to 8 hour sessions a day all over Northern California. He appreciates being an underdog because you're just adding to the fuel.
When you train so many hours, when you're staying in the gym so many hours, doing the same things all the time, you know, it gets stale. You have to always find a new challenge, a new way of approaching training, something to get excited about. That's why every camp we switch George's training up, and one new aspect of training is gymnastics.
Gymnasts are the best athletes in the world. They can do movement nobody in the world can do.
If you take 10 athletes from 10 different sports and make each athlete play everyone else's sport, on average, the guy who's going to do the best in all the sports is the gymnast.
A lot of fighters will think gymnastics is sports for girls. When you look at what male gymnast is, it's pure strength. Stop. If you look deeply at how we train and you incorporate that and you mix it with jiu-jitsu, you have an all-around athlete.
Gymnastics helps me have more coordination, more dexterity, and be more agile. I try to be ahead of my time. You know, I'm a good athlete, but the good is not enough. I want to be great. I try to reinvent myself every time and make myself a better martial artist.
Go, 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 go! Yeah!
The best lifting coach in the country and one of the best in the world is St-Pierre. We're here today to work out with him. His main expertise is explosion. When you box or wrestle, all your power comes from the legs.
Slow.
He's helping George learn how to use his leg and his hips to generate as much power as possible.
My responsibility is to work on his reaction. Not one at a time, both. He learned very fast. He did very big progress in the last year.
It's hard to compare George to anybody strength-wise. He can lift hard, he can push hard, he can jump high. Particular athletes can do one thing really well. He does everything really well at a high level.
George's is where brains meets brawn. Sometimes you have fighters who are very strong, very athletic, but not very technical, not very smart. Sometimes you have guys who are very smart, but not very physical or athletic. George is the guy who brings the two together.
Go! Up.
In the last 4 years, the welterweight champion has gone from boxing novice to an authority in the ring. In Montreal, St-Pierre tightens his technique with former Olympian Howard Grant.
He's defining the sport. This guy is doing jiu-jitsu, everything else, and he's studying boxing. It's fantastic. New moves, new agility, new things. New every day, every time he does something new. His left jab mobility, to slip off to the side, to stick and move, and to pick and poke. Every fight, the guy shows something else. It's going to be the same thing on the 30th. It doesn't matter who he goes in there with. When he goes into battle, he's 110% prepared.
I've been working a lot on my punching power, the mechanic of my punches. Now I'm gonna put a lot more power into my punch. The UFC fans think that Jake Shield is a big underdog. I don't believe that. I think the UFC fans doesn't give him as much credit as he deserves. I feel good, but I'm scared as hell. I'm scared as hell because it's like, man, like so many idiots and everywhere like saying, oh yeah, they look past that fight, but I don't like that feeling. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't care. That's how I feel like that. That's when I perform at my best.
Among the visitors at Camp Shields today is the team's smallest member, 8-month-old Layla K. Melendez.
See, I'm sweet. I like babies. Oh, I draw babies. I'm teaching her to be tough.
Her father, Gilbert Melendez, is here along with Strikeforce's Nick Diaz to spar with their longtime teammate, despite being only days removed from title fights of their own.
We're all cool, friendly guys. We're always in there joking, having fun. Training's fun to us. These guys are all my best friends. We enjoy it. That's the teammate right there. Fought less than a week ago, and he's already helped me spar. Same with Nick.
Definitely.
We'll be in there wrapping our hands, joking around, and then all of a sudden we turn in spar mode, and we're trying to take our heads off. When we're sparring, it's fight time. We take it serious.
Another of today's guests is Jack Shields, Jake's father and manager. Jack made the 3-hour trip from Mountain Ranch, the sleepy town of 1500, where Jake was born and raised.
Originally grew up in Calaveras County in Mountain Ranch. It's the foothills of California, way out in the middle of nowhere.
At the end of a dirt road, at the top of the Jesus Maria Canyon, our nearest neighbor was maybe a mile away. Jake's the youngest. He has 2 older brothers. It's probably why he's as tough as he is. He was always the one that was, getting beaten on by the bigger guys.
Growing up in that town is just the way you grow up there is a little different. It makes you a little tougher than the city. You might disagree, but those mountain boys will kick the crap out of the city boys.
Since we were homeschooling him, I wanted to get him involved with other kids besides just the kids of my friends. And I'd wrestled, and I knew it was a great sport, so we put him in wrestling. If he won a medal in the San Joaquin district, the next week he didn't want to go back there. He wanted to go somewhere where there were different kids, because he'd already beat those kids. I told him once that it was better to lose to somebody better than you and learn than to just beat somebody that you could beat. And he understood it.
Jake was very competitive. He did not like to lose. He took every loss very hard, very personal. And one of the things about Jake is he's fearless. I don't think he's one of those guys who rattles. He doesn't intimidate. I always try to teach my athletes, hey, there's nobody out there that you can't beat if you put your mind to it. I think Jake is one of those people who live by that. He believes that he can win, then he can win.
It's definitely the largest fight I've ever had. It's in fact the largest fight ever in North American history. There's going to be 55,000 people live. The crowd's going to be loud. They're going to be booing me, cheering him, but it is what it is. He's something you just block out. Just me and George in that cage. The crowd can yell and boo and cheer all they want, but it's just it's the two of us fighting each other. I think a lot of guys are going out there already beaten. They're going out there thinking, oh, I'm fighting GSP, I can't beat him. Just thinking maybe I can go the distance with him, and they're not going out there trying to win the fight. I'm going out there to win this fight. I'm not going out there beating like a lot of these guys. I'm going out there to take the belt from him.
He wants to win. Jake always wants to win. He loves the challenge, and he lives up to the challenge. GSP has been perfect in his last 6-8 fights. He's been perfect. He hasn't lost a round. Jake goes out and does what's unexpected. And I expect him to win this fight.
Montreal, the largest city in Quebec, lures visitors with its continental ambiance and timeless charm. This week, it welcomes one important guest from nearly 2,000 miles away. Greg Jackson is the man Team GSP refers to as the Maestro. The master strategist has made the trip from Santa Fe to help St-Pierre fine-tune his game plan.
Let's go, what's up, man? Yes, sir, yes, sir.
We're gonna do one 400-meter and 4 50 meters. Next week will be the last week of sprints, so the workouts get shorter but more intense. It's not so much just endurance during a round, but it helps your heart rate come down between rounds. What we're mainly looking for is revving up his heart rate and then starting after a 45-second break immediately.
Explode, recover, explode, recover, explode, recover. That's it.
After 30 seconds, George is fully recovered. After 30 seconds. His body's in shape for anything.
With Jackson in camp, the afternoon is devoted to grappling. His specialty, jiu-jitsu.
This last week or two in Montreal, we're just making sure that everything's on board, so to speak. What I really want him to do is make sure that we stay offensive, because we do want to try to finish this fight. You have to understand, Jake Shields has a certain skill set that he is very good at.
That's going to be a lot of the game right there, George.
If you don't respect Jake Shields, you will get beat by him.
Head higher than the hips, George. Head higher than the hips.
You can be winning all 4 rounds, and in the 5th round you make a mistake, you're out.
This is where Shields wants him to be, right there.
I'm planning on not making any mistake and capitalize on Jake Shields when the mistake comes.
You fight how you train. It's hard to get a guy that fights exactly like Jake Shields. But what you can do is simulate timing, distancing, all of these things, and get you so sharp there that it doesn't matter who's in front of you, you're going to be able to adapt and overcome. He does believe that one in front of him is the biggest fight of his life. And because he thinks like that, he trains like that. Because he trains like that, he continues to win. The second you're like, believing the hype of, I'm going to walk over Jake Shields, well, then Jake Shields is going to walk all over you.
He's been in the spotlight the last few years. While I've been on the sidelines, beating competition just as tough, not getting respect. I'm planning on going in there and taking the fight to him. He's gonna be the next guy going down into my legacy.
Let's get ready.
I know Jake Shields is a hard worker, but nobody is outworking me. There's nothing I can say, nothing I can do right now. I cannot be more in shape than I am, cannot be more sharp than I am.
Nice work, George.
I put too much sacrifice, too much effort into this to lose it.
My whole life I've sacrificed towards this moment. I put in everything I possibly could put into this fight. I want to be the guy to stop the great GSP.
The 30th, I'll be my maximum peak. I raised the bar for that fight. I'm the best George St-Pierre I can be.
I'm glad he's the best GSP because I want to beat GSP at his best. I'm the best Jake I've ever been, and I'm ready for absolute war.